One of the pivotal events shaping West and Mideast development was Napoleon's ill-conceived invasion of Egypt. His forces landed in Alexandria on June 5, 1798. In addition to an army of 38,000 troops, he had a meticulously prepared group of scientists, botanists, architects, naturalists, linguists, and artists, all among the most skilled in their field, whose sole objective was to observe, record, write, and draw and transcribe everything they saw. Napoleon's armies met constant resistance. The efforts at occupation were a failure. Within 2 years, the British Navy sank the French fleet. The gradually dwindling French army could not be resupplied, and Napoleon abandoned his forces, leaving them behind to rot. Seen here, painted by French artist Jean-Charles Tardeau, and entitled, quote, Halt of the French Army, 1799, is a telling image of an army in total disarray, no leadership or discipline. The scientists and academics, however, amassed a body of work later published with 24 volumes entitled The Description of Egypt, considered one of the greatest gifts to history and the most important contribution to the West's understanding of the Mideast. The 19th century now becomes, quote, Europe's turn. The Muslim world learned that only a European power, France, could penetrate the heart of Islam, Egypt, and only a European power, Britain, could dislodge them. The age of imperialism was in full force. Importantly, for our purposes, it signaled the opening up of a forbidden, exotic, mysterious part of the world. We will be presenting artists from 14 different countries, depicting scenes found in 22 present-day countries. In 1856, Léon Belloy expressed in a letter his intent to paint, quote, a desert scene with Arabs and dromedaries, end of quote. 5 years later, his masterpiece, Pilgrims Going to Mecca, was revealed and soon became the prototype for other artists to imitate, if not, frankly, outright copy. What is pictured here is a massive caravan of pilgrims en route to the holiest of Islamic cities, Mecca, on the Arabian Peninsula. Léon Belloy was born in 1827 in northern France and made his first trip to the Middle East in 1850 at 23 years old. Belloy returned to Paris in 1859 and devoted much of the next 2 years slowly and meticulously completing scores of preliminary drawings and oil sketches before the finished work was exhibited in 1861. Seen here is a Chinese ink drawing revealing his intended finished composition. One cannot overstate the impact of Pilgrims had on other artists in the treatment of light and composition in subsequent years. Much has been written by historians about Pilgrim. In a 1977 retrospective of Léon Belloy's work, it was written how essential he be known, quote, not just as an original Orientalist who had a highly developed sense of illumination, but also as a precursor of Impressionism. This very dynamic composition, entitled The Stranded Dabia, was his last painting at the time of his passing in 1877 at 50 years old. The Dabia is a vessel used to travel the Nile, flat-bottomed, usually with 2 sails. Throughout most of the 20th century, this work had vanished and only known through black and white photos probably taken around the end of the 19th century. Then in 2005, it suddenly appeared at an auction in London, selling for a handsome price of $156,000. In spite of a small number of works of this quality, Leon Belli has to be viewed as, in the vernacular of today's music world, a one-hit wonder.